Did you know you have the power to change your life? It all depends on your beliefs. If you have limiting beliefs, you limit yourself. I'm Becky Beach, and I'm here to help you overcome your limiting beliefs so you can design your dream life. This is the Becky Beach Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Becky Beach Show. I'm Becky Beach, and in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my new course called Transformational Printables. In Transformational Printables, I show you how I use my UX design, user experience design techniques to design printable products. For 20 years, I was a UX designer for Fortune 500 companies like Verizon, 7-Eleven headquarters, Tenet Healthcare, and American Airlines. So in those positions, I used my UX skills. And then when I started using them to design my printables, I saw my profits skyrocket. In November of 2021, I actually earned over $10,000 for my printables. It was just amazing. And it's all because I was using my UX design principles. In Transformational Printables, I actually go through step by step how to apply UX design or user experience design towards making your printables. It's really awesome because the first, UX principle that you use is actually, user research. So you research the user. And you see, how you could make a printable to help them, because it's all about making printables that help your user. Because somebody's not going to buy something that's not going to help them, even if your printable is like really, really pretty. If it's not going to help them, you're not saying so in your messaging, then you're not going to get a sale from your printable. So first you do user research, and then you do design. So you actually design your printable. And then from there, then you start testing your printable. So in Transformational Printables, I actually show you step by step how to do all these processes. And there's also bonuses. I give you a bonus coupon of $40 to plrbeach.com, so you can buy a PLR product to start customizing. Because you don't have to make the Transformational Printables from scratch. You can start with a PLR product and then edit it. And you can use PowerPoint, or I also have Canva templates too, like canva.com, and it's really easy to use and it's free to use canva.com to design printables. And PowerPoint's only $99 a year to design printables. So I thought I would tell you about my story of being a UX designer and working for these various Fortune 500 companies. Well, I first started off as a web designer. And that was what I first did in my career, because I couldn't find a job as a graphic designer. I majored in graphic design. I just couldn't find a job anywhere. I was like searching, and I just couldn't get anything because they all wanted somebody with experience in graphic design. I was just out of school, so I didn't have any experience. So finally, I taught myself, web design and user experience design, and I was able to get a job as a web designer, and I could create the user experience on the website. And it was like my first product that I designed for another company. Then from there, I started, getting more and more positions in web design and UX design. And then I decided to get certified in UX design from this university in Dallas. So I ended up getting certified. And then I also, did this, I'm just training with Luma. It's like this Institute for UX Design. So I have multiple certifications in UX. And then finally I got a job at American Airlines as a lead UX designer for the company. And I worked there for 2 years. But something was missing. I just didn't want to work for another company anymore. I wanted to work for myself. So on the side of my job, I was working on my blog, mombeach.com, and I actually formed it into a business called Mom Beach LLC. So finally, my blog ended up making me enough money in my printables so I could leave my job. And I actually left my job in September of 2021. It was just an amazing feeling to finally leave my job. And my boss at the time, he took a picture of me in front of like an airplane wing, spreading my wings, because I was finally free of working the 9-to-5 job in the rat race. So I was like so happy and excited to finally, leave that job. But then, I had all this UX design experience and all these skills that I was still using for my printables. So I thought maybe I should, make a course to teach other people about this, because, user experience design and product design uses a set number of steps in order to create products, and companies, actually pay UX designers a lot of money. Like I was making 6 figures at my job, and they were paying them a lot of money to design products for the company, because they need products that are user friendly. Because if a user uses your product and it's not user friendly, they're going to not use it, give you a bad review, and move on to another product that might better serve their needs. So all these companies were employing UX designers to better make their applications more user friendly and more solid. So that's why user experience is so important, and you got to use user experience when designing printables, because printables are actually a product that a user is using. Like, it's actually a user prints it out and uses it, so you have to make it very user friendly. And so in Transformational Printables, I walk you through how to make your printable extremely user friendly, and also I talk about accessibility design, because accessibility design is using the right text for people with dyslexia. Because you shouldn't use any cursive font. You should use very basic fonts, because people with dyslexia have trouble reading cursive fonts, so they won't be able to use your printable. And also, you also talk about how to avoid directional speech in your printable. So people that are blind that have Braille printers, they can actually print out your printable with Braille, and they could feel and use the printable. It's like amazing, because people that are blind could actually use your printable too with a Braille printer. So I talk about that in Transformational Printables, because that's like an underserved market, making printables for people with disabilities. And also like large fonts for people that have sight issues, so you can also design printables for those people too. Because UX design is also all about accessibility design, to make sure that your product is very user-friendly for all types of users. So let me go through what Transformational Printables has. Like each module. So Transformational Printables, first I cover like what is user experience design in the first module, and I let you know what it actually is, because user experience design could be difficult to understand. So I talked all about it, and I also share my LinkedIn profile, because I've worked at Verizon and 7-Eleven headquarters and various other Fortune 500 companies. Then I talk about user research and how to research your user, to make sure you're making the printable for your user, because you don't want to just make a printable for like anybody, because you're not going to know who to sell it to, like what niche. So then we talk about personas, and a persona is actually crafting an avatar of your ideal user, and also you determine you determine the right user to get inside their head, so that you can design a product for them, the right product that would fit their needs. Then I talk about empathy mapping, and empathy map is actually mapping out the persona or the user, and mapping out how they're thinking and feeling and what they're doing and they're saying and various other things, and actually give a empathy map printable that you can print out and start making your own empathy map. And then I have a module 3 is all about design. I teach you everything I know about design, such as accessibility design and wireframing and prototyping, and I talk about form and function and various design tools, and also graphics, like where you can get your graphics, and also to make sure you fit with the licensing, because all these companies have different licensing of the graphics. So you have to make sure you abide by them, because you could get sued if you don't abide by their licensing. It's very important. So I talk all about that. And a lot of companies want you to flatten the images if you're selling it in like a template. Like if you're a PLR seller and you're making a PowerPoint or Canva template, you need to know how to flatten the images. And then you need to know how to make a printable in PowerPoint. I teach you all about that, and also how to make a printable in Canva. Then module 4 is all about user testing. I go through what user testing is, and then all about the results of user testing to make sure your printable actually is tested correctly by the user. Because they can also make you like a testimonial you can put on your sales page. Then module 5, I talk about customers. And then I also have a case study of my top selling printable, which is the Cert Food Diet printable. Because I made this blog article called Cert Food Diet, and it just got so popular. Like everybody started downloading it and like reading the article, and it got really big on Pinterest. Like it was like a viral post on Pinterest. And I thought, maybe I should take advantage of all this free traffic I'm getting and make a product. So I ended up converting a PLR fitness planner that I made myself for plrbeach.com, and I made it into a Cert Food Diet planner to fit the needs of people looking for Cert Food Diet, products to help them. Because the Cert Food Diet entails, drinking a green shake every day, and it's like a plant-based diet, and you can lose a lot of weight on it fast. And there's no exercise required, so it's a very popular and trendy diet. But But by all means, it's not sustainable. It's only good for short term. It's not a lifestyle change at all because it's very calorie restrictive and it's not very healthy to be on it for a long time. But it can help you lose weight rapidly. So I've actually, the Printable's been like selling like crazy. Like I had like 10 sales yesterday, and I haven't run any ads to the Printable at all. It's just all organic reach from Pinterest and also that blog post. And plus, it's a printable that's actually transformational that actually will help the user, with the certain food diet. So actually helping somebody. Then I go about with bonus content. I talk about what to do if you lose your PayPal, because I lost my PayPal in February of 2021. It was just so difficult to get it back. So I actually go through the steps that I took to get my PayPal back, and also give a free coupon to PLR Beach, a $40 coupon. And then I'm giving free product pin Canva templates so you can make product pins of the printables that you make, just post them on Pinterest. Well, it's a very good deal. I'm actually launching at a price of $97 only. The course is going to be normally selling for $147, but I'm giving you $50 off for like a week, and then the price will go back up. So you might take advantage of it as soon as you can. Because think about this time next year, like. Are you still going to be making printables that aren't selling, or are you still going to be wasting all your time, making printables that no one's buying, and then you're looking at other people and they're selling printables and you're not? Like, think about that. But if you invest in transformational printables, you'll have a better shot at selling your printables, because transformational printables actually sell themselves because people see the value in them. Because if your printable doesn't have any value in it, if it's just a pretty printable, then nobody's going to buy it. You got to make sure your printable is actually helping the user. So in Transformational Printables, I help you succeed with your printable selling. Because at first, I wasn't selling any printables, but then when I put my UX or user experience design techniques to use in making my printables, my sales just skyrocketed. I couldn't believe it, because my printables were actually user friendly, so people kept buying them again and again, and also telling their friends about my printables. So it was all word of mouth and organic reach because my printables were so helpful to the user. So I guarantee with transformational printables, you're really gonna, see a difference in your printable creation. It's just a really awesome program, and I'm so excited that you're gonna be able to get it if you're interested. So also, I wanted to talk about selling today. Like, customers will not buy anything unless they get a benefit. They also buy an emotion, like how is the product gonna help them? So when you're selling something, it's really important to think about how the buyer is gonna be. How it's going to affect the buyer, how their emotions are going to come into play, because people buy for wealth, help, and relationships primarily. So you got to make sure your printable fits within those niches so that people will buy it without questioning, because people don't really use their logical brain when they're buying. They use their emotional side of the brain. That's why transformational printables are so good for the user. It actually helps them instead of just look pretty and take up space, because people will actually print them out and use them. And if you make your printable user friendly enough, people are going to download it again and again. You're going to see so many sales. Like I have gotten, I just can't believe the sales I've gotten from since I started applying my UX design skills. These were skills that I learned on the job and learned in my UX design classes. And they apply to any product. You can make any product with these skills. You can even, make websites with the design principles I'm sharing in the course. And also, you can make your own printables, of course, and maybe you make your own courses, because you can test the users, and also do user research. And it shows you all about how to do the user research and the testing. So I highly recommend you pick up my new course, Transformational Printables. You'll be glad you did. It will help you so much. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I have the show notes at mombeach.com/podcast. Well, have a great day. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening to the Becky Beach Show. Please go to mombeach.com/podcast to learn more about my podcast and for show notes. If you want a 2022 free printable goal planner, please go to mombeach.com/subscribe. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great day. Goodbye.